To this day it's still unexplained. It's really quite creepy. Why would you build a big hollow structure? So when you think about UFOs, where do you think of? Maybe Roswell, New Mexico in the United States, maybe somewhere like Area 51. But would you be surprised if I told you that the UFO capital of the entire world is right here in Scotland? The most number of UFO sightings every single year is right here in Scotland. So right now we're going up to an area known as the Falkirk Triangle, and within the Falkirk Triangle is the small town of Bonnybridge. Now Bonnybridge, it's got about 6,000 people live there. Now for those 6,000 people, they say that there's about 300 UFO sightings every single year in Bonnybridge. They say that between 50 and 75% of the population here in Bonnybridge has saw a UFO. Now if you look online, you'll see tons and tons of news articles about UFOs in Bonnybridge. Just type in Bonnybridge UFO and you'll see all those news stories coming up all the way back to the 1970s. So we've just arrived in Bonnybridge just now. Bonnybridge, it's about 30 miles west of Edinburgh and about 15-20 miles northeast of Glasgow. Let's go have a look. Okay, so our first stop here and our first hotspot next to Bonnybridge is just up here next to Torwood Castle, and I think it's called Torwood Rock. So you go up here, next to this house is a public footpath here. You can just go up into the forest there, and that's where we're going to go just now. So let's go up and have a look. You know, Torwood Castle is up this road here, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Oh, right, okay.
Just straight on.
Yeah.
Goodness it.
Right, no worries, cool. And we're looking, we were told there was a UFO hotspot up here, next to the castle, yeah.
Castle, you take a right.
Yep.
Just keep walking,
Yep.
go through that, and you're following the field. All the way around, keep going around till you come to the pylons, just go right through.
It says online that's a UFO hotspot.
By the draw.
Yeah, that's what it says.
It's quite an ancient monument.
Uh-huh.
Well, if you follow that sign, you'll take the rock first.
Right, okay.
And there is another path that comes to the rock. But
Yep.
at this time of the year, the rock's covered in fern. There's a mine here that's like a mine shaft.
Ah, right,
Up.
okay.
And when the sun hits to the day, it'll be like, it's like blue.
Right, we have a good day. Cheers.
Yeah.
This is us just at Torwood Castle, just next to Torwood Rock. So let's go in and have a wee look at the castle. It's a bit ominous here that this sign says entry is entirely at your own risk. Have a look at that. So it doesn't say that you can't enter, it just says it's at your own risk. So let's go have a look then. So this is Torwood Castle, have a look. So I don't know if you can hear that. That's the sound of absolutely nothing. So if you're not from Scotland, if you look online, you'll see that Scotland is about 94% uninhabited. So we've got massive parts of Scotland where there's just nobody lives there, and it's just open like this. So obviously this is kind of developed, there's fields and stuff here. But yeah, 94% of Scotland is just completely uninhabited. So if I was an alien who was looking to come here and maybe be undetected, Scotland surely would be the best place to come. I mean, you would come here if you were an alien, right?
Go right along the tree line till you get to the first pylon.
Yep.
and then there should be a cut in the forest, just go right through that.
Right, okay.
That takes you to the Blue Pool and the Brock's straight up that way. But just keep to that tree line. There's been guys up here with a UFO thing. I've never seen anything.
So there you go, the woman that lives right outside the castle there says that she's never seen a UFO. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if I was, that's exactly what I would expect someone to say. So just up from that castle you come here, and it's called Torwood Brock. That's the high point here. So if you're going to see a UFO, you would come here to Torwood Brock. So let's go through and see it. See, somebody has left their bike. So, will we meet people up here? Or maybe somebody's been abducted and that was the bike. Let's go see. So imagine for a second that you were actually here walking through Torwood Brock and you saw something. So imagine just for a second the aliens were real, you were up here in the middle of the forest and you saw a UFO. Imagine how crazy you would sound if you went back down and said to people, I saw a UFO up there. They came down and landed. Who would believe that? I mean, nobody would believe that. Anyway, let's get up here to this place and have a look. I've just seen a identified flying object there, so I'm pretty sure that was a little plane that was flying by, something like a Cessna. Let's keep going. Funny actually, before I came up here I didn't know what a broch is. So a broch is an Iron Age, hollow, dry stone roundhouse, and apparently there's lots of them across Scotland. I've never seen one before, this is the first one that I've seen. So unfortunately it's not a crop circle, it is quite high up here in the middle of the forest. So I guess if you were going to come trying to spot some UFOs, there's no kind of light up here, so yeah, it's pretty cool. So they say that some of these brochs were built about 300 BC, so who's to say that an alien didn't build this? I mean, have a look, does this look like an alien structure to you? I mean, this in itself is quite strange. Why would you build a big hollow structure just up here on the hill? I'd imagine probably if you looked into it historically, it was probably part of some kind of defence maybe. So even if you're not out looking for aliens, this is quite interesting. Why did they build this hollow structure up in the hills 2,000 years ago? Where we are right now, just outside Bonnybridge, is quite close to the Antonine Wall that the Romans built. Now the Romans built that to keep out the Scottish people who were obviously trying to defend their land and attack the Romans back when they invaded. So that could have either been built by the Romans or it could have been built by Scottish people trying to defend up here. Or aliens. Who knows? I wasn't alive then. So in 1992, local businessman James Walker, just like this guy here, was driving down this country road in between Falkirk and Bonnybridge back here, and then just in front of him appeared a star-shaped craft that was just hovering on the road, blocking his way. After that, as he says, it just shot off right up into the air, and then James, he shot off right up the road. But that's the most popular story from back in 1992, and one that they say sparked a lot of other people coming out with their stories of what happened to them. So the theory why Bonnybridge has so many UFO sightings is Bonnybridge is said to be a thin place, which is a portal to different dimensions. So Bonnybridge is said to lay on a conversion of these different ley lines, and these ley lines are supposed to be lines between these ancient secret sites. So that's the theory online as to why Bonnybridge might be such a UFO hotspot. So now we're going to go to our next place, a place called Deans, and that's the site of another major UFO sighting. Let's go there just now. So what's probably the most famous UFO incident happened right here in Decmont Law in Livingston. We've got a little sign behind me, I'll show you just now. There's actually a UFO trail and you can walk up to where this incident happened. So let's go just now. So actually when you come into Decmont Law and you come into the woods here, it's really quite creepy. So we're just coming up to where the incident happened back on the 9th of November 1979. Now this incident is what's known as the Taylor incident. And I'm going to go down to where it actually happened and let you know all about it. This is quite strange when you're walking on the UFO trail. There's a little like pyramid here. As you're walking along it. I don't know why that's there, but anyway, let's keep going. So this is us just approaching where the incident happened right now. So on the 9th of November 1979, a forestry worker named Robert Taylor was coming down, just doing his normal inspection in the morning, when he came down and turned the corner here, right at this spot. So when Robert turned the corner here at this spot, he saw what he described as a large spherical object that was about 20 feet across, metallic, stopped right in front of him. So then out of this large spherical object, Robert saw what he said were two, what he described looked like naval mines that came out from the spherical object. So they came out and then grabbed onto his legs and dragged him towards the larger spherical object here. Just after that happened, Robert passed out for about 20 minutes, and then when he woke up, the UFO was gone. So after this happened, when Robert woke up 20 minutes later, he was unable to walk and he had pains in his legs. So what he did was he had to drag himself from this spot, and he dragged himself back up here, back to his pickup truck. When he got back to his pickup truck, he found that it wouldn't start. So he had to then walk a mile back to his house. He then met his wife, who then phoned the police and the ambulance. So when the police came here to investigate the incident, they recorded it as an assault because of all the marks on Robert's body. But what they found were two holes in the ground that looked like ladder marks, and then lots of little holes from what Robert had described looked like two naval mines. People later tried to theorise that Robert might have had an epileptic seizure here, and that's why he had all the bruises all over his body, because he fell. But to this day it's still unexplained as to why all those markings were on the ground. The Taylor incident here in Decmont Woods in Livingston, you can come here for yourself. There's a big UFO trail that comes around and takes you to this exact spot where the alleged incident happened. Quite an unbelievable story, but backed up by those police reports who came out here, investigated it. So over 300 cases a year reported of UFO sightings. That is quite substantial. There's a lot of mysteries like this in Scotland. What I would say is just come here and make your mind up for yourself as to what happened. That's going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe to the page. See you next time.